Okay, I'm going to move on to a final question. Gentleman in the third row. Yes, you, please.
I'm Dawood Al-Anwari. My question is to Mr. Carl Ford and Scott Gilmore. If you found out that 9/11 and the economic crisis and the whole big event that happened in this world was done by the US government and Wikileaks showed you that, would you still be against Wikileaks?
Yes.
We would be for
whistleblowing.
We would be for whistleblowing.
For whistleblowing, but against WikiLeaks.
Yeah.
Would you rather live in a lie instead of knowing the truth?
Of course not. I mean, the idea that governments can't keep anything private is an assumption that I don't think any government in the world accept as practical. It would be great if every citizen in the United States knew everything that everybody else knew. But most of us recognize that we couldn't get anything done. We couldn't make our government function if everybody was putting their 2 cents first.
But that's a pretty big anything, isn't it, that he's talking about?
People died from this, and you said like you don't want to know the truth?
Well, but I knew the truth about Iraq. I think that we told the truth as we believed it at the time to the American people. Now, there are other people that don't think that, or the other governments may have done differently. But we weren't making up stuff to convince people to go to war. The fact is that our bad work made that point. But it wasn't done on purpose. It wasn't done because we were trying to fool the American people.
Did you saw the video that's been uploaded by WikiLeaks, like the video that happened in Iraq? We still say you don't want to know the truth?
Listen, I'll take your hypothetical a step further. If the release of WikiLeaks
That wasn't hypothetical. He was talking about the helicopter.
Well, no, but his original
very
question
specific
was a
2007 incident.
Yeah. There are big events that happen in this world, and you only know one side of the story.
Absolutely.
And
what this side is arguing is that we need more accountability, we need more transparency, we need whistleblowing. But WikiLeaks is not the tool to do that. It is a weapon of mass destruction in its own. It is damaging the democratic system and the diplomatic system at the cost of a great deal.
Sir Richard Dalton, you're shaking your head there.
Well, because I haven't succeeded in persuading them that actually, according to the State Department, the system is going to continue more or less as it was in protecting United States interests.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was one statement by the State Department and one statement by the Defense Secretary, who frankly are going to want to try to limit the expectations and reduce the expectation of damage considerably. But in my personal conversations with acting diplomats, both British and American right now, they are quite frank about saying it has hurt them and it has damaged them.
Okay, I'm sorry, you wanted to make one further point.
I just want to say last thing, I would rather live in a life or a world that will tell me the truth instead of just closing my eyes and just believing what people tell me.
Bravo. Bravo.
Okay, in the little time we have left, I'm going to ask each of you just for a very, very brief 10-second summary. Sir Richard Dalton.
It's in the interest of all of us, of citizens, to know more about what is done in our names. So please support this motion.
Carlos.
I think this is ultimately a battle between truth and control, and I think the crisis that we find ourselves, particularly here in the Middle East, but also globally, demands that we take back the truth.
Scott Gilmore.
This isn't a debate about Iraq, and we all agree we need more openness and transparency. But you should oppose this motion because WikiLeaks is not the road to give us that transparency.
Carl Ford, very brief.
I think that all of us should be for transparency and that we should hold our governments to account to tell us the truth. But WikiLeaks has harmed that process rather than helped it. American people are going to know less after this than they would have if WikiLeaks hadn't done its thing.
Okay, thank you. We are now at the point where we're going to vote on the motion that this House believes the world is better off with WikiLeaks. Let me just explain to you before you do vote. If you want to vote for the motion, that is the side represented by those on my right, you press button 1, the yes button. If you want to vote against the motion, the side represented by those on my left, it's button 2, the no button. Whichever button you do want to press, please do it now. All right, there's the result. 74% for the motion, 26% against. The motion has been resoundingly carried. All it remains for me to do is to thank our distinguished speakers. Thank you very much indeed for coming here tonight. Thank you to you, the audience, for your questions. The Doha Debates will be back again in a few weeks' time. Till then, from all of us, have a safe journey home. Good night. Thank you. Good night.